This is Mahesh, and in this video, we're going to take a look at a very fundamental technique of problem solving. So, problem solving is a very important step, or the first step whenever you are trying to work out a UX solution for a problem. So, there are a couple of ways to understand and study a problem, but we are going to take a look at a very basic technique. And the technique actually uses two methods. So we're going to talk about these two methods and I will elaborate how to work with them. So the first thing that we are going to use is a diagram called the Ishikawa diagram. So Ishikawa diagram is a diagram which is used to show the causes of an event. It's basically a technique to find out all the factors that contributes to a problem. So this is how the Ishikawa diagram will look like. The main problem will be listed right here, and the categories of that problem will be listed here, and the problem, the final problem which happens in relation to this category will be listed here. So based on the shape of this diagram, this is also called a fishbone diagram. So the categories in here, so for instance, if you take a look at this closer, the categories of the fishbone diagrams will depend on the problem that you're working on. So whatever are the departments. So let's say if you are talking about a problem in a particular department or an organization, your category are going to be the departments of that organization. From here, right, the next method that we will be using to solve a problem is called the 5 why method. So the 5 why method is again a very interesting technique to find the root cause of a problem. So here we are identifying all the problems and we are taking one problem from here, each problem from here, and then asking 5 whys on why this is happening. And then we will reach the root cause of that problem and we will try to fix that problem. These are the two techniques that we'll be learning today, the Ishikawa diagram and the 5 whys. Let me take a very simple example. So let's say the problem that we are trying to understand, just for the example here, is to a very simple problem that we are going to study. A coffee shop has very few customers, and fishbone diagram will be used here to understand why this is happening. Why does this coffee shop has very few customers? So let's create a fishbone diagram. So we'll basically make the shape. I'm going to just take the draw tool and the head, right? The head of the fishbone diagram is where the main problem is going to be there. So I'm going to take this and put it into the main area. So this is the main problem that we are trying to deal with. And we have to put the categories then, right? So we have a set of categories, right? So we will write each category like this, like how a fish bone is going to look like, right? So we'll just go a little closer. So here we are going to write all the categories of it. So let me just create a few more bones. Right? This is where all the categories are going to go. So we can start thinking from the department perspective of a coffee shop, right? So what could be the categories of problems, right? So let's think about the various factors or various touch points of a coffee shop. So let's start with the ambience, right? The ambience of the coffee shop. Now we'll create another category, which actually is the staff. We'll create another category, and that's called the food, right? So the food is also an important thing in here. Let's think about other departments. It could be operations, right? So is there any sort of operational problems which are there? So operations are there. Could be marketing, a mixed bag category like others here. So we have the main categories, and this is the main problem. The coffee shop has very few customers, and we have these categories of the problems that it can happen in any of these departments and in any of these areas. So it might take some time to actually find the categories of it. So you just have to think about what could be in a coffee shop and just list it out like that. So if there is a different, let's say if we are talking about a training institution, this might actually change. Let's say the training institutes are actually getting negative feedback or less customers, then this might actually change. It might, instead of food, it could be the teaching itself, right? Could be the teachers, the curriculum of it, the marketing again of it, how we are actually marketing this, operations, right? How are those students satisfied in that particular organization and all that? So everything matters, and everything is related to the main problem. This category will be related to the main problem. So this is not going to be a static set. It will keep changing based on the main problem. Okay. So once we have said it, what we are supposed to do is that our sub problems are going to go into the micro bones of this fish, right? So we can actually create some micro bones. You can create as many as you want, right? And then all these subcategories of this problem will go in there. For instance, let's say we are talking about ambience here. Let's create a new text. So what is the problem that currently you are facing with the ambience of the coffee shop, right? So with discussions and thoughts and all that, we are going to say that the ambience is not great, right? So ambience is not good, right? So there is a problem with the ambience. We are not going deeper into the problem right now. We are just identifying the problems in this stage, right? So is there any other problem with the ambience, right? Less population nearby, right? So that's again a problem related to the ambience of or where the location is going to be of the restaurant, and there is very less population nearby, so they are not actually getting enough customers to the shop. That could be one reason, right? Why this has very few customers. Ambience is not good, less population nearby. Now, related to, let's say, staff, right? Why is there a problem that the staff, or is it because of the problem of the staff that the customers are less, right? So we are again going to identify, think about it, and then say that, okay, there are some problems with the staff. Service is not good, right? The service is not good is something. And another problem could be that not enough staff. Okay, so staff related problems, we wrote it here, like not enough staff. It's very hard to manage a restaurant. Service is not good, right? So we wrote those problems. Now, related to the food, right? So there could be, I'm not saying that when you're doing a fishbone diagram, there will be problems in every category, right? But I'm just making it to understand the Ishikawa diagram, to understand the fishbone diagram. I'm actually making it elaborate, right? So not enough variety, not tasting enough, let's say that. So us problem, analysis, the researchers, we are testing it all out, and we are actually, based on that research, we are actually saying all these things, right? It's not just random. So as a researcher, you actually went to the shop and you ordered some food and you tested everything, right? And that's what you are writing it here. You are not assuming things. You went to the restaurant. As a normal person, you ordered, you looked at the ambience and you felt that ambience is not good. uh, the area is very very silent, and you felt that the service is not great, and you felt a lack of staff because one person was going around and running around back and forth from the kitchen and all that. And you also felt that when you looked at the menu, there is not enough variety and the food was not tasty enough. This is all from your research. You went there and you're actually writing it down, right? So then again, you are going to list down the operational issues, right? So say the menu is very old, right? The menu, when they handed out the printout, you actually felt like, okay, this is really really old and it is torn and everything. It's overused, right? That's an operational error. Maybe if let's say the elevator is not working, right? That's again an operational error, right? There is no elevator, and that could be one reason. There's no, let's say the restaurant is in the rooftop, and there is no elevator to get there, and you have to climb a lot of steps. That might be keeping the customers away from it. Not enough social media presence or something, right? So we are not actually here. You haven't heard about this restaurant anywhere. So how will you know about it? There is a problem with the marketing, right? This is the first technique that we use to identify the main problem areas, right? The second step to this is the 5 whys. Okay. So what this basically means is that, let's take a look at how the 5 why is going to look like. There is a diagram for everything, right? So 5 whys, this is how it looks. You're basically taking the problem. When you ask the first why, you will get an answer. You're asking why again to that answer. You will get another answer. You will ask why again to that answer, and you will get another answer until you reach the root cause of a problem. So the problem and the root cause of a problem, you will understand it, right? So there is even a storybook called Why. It was about a girl who kept asking why, right? So it's a very interesting book. It's beautifully illustrated and all that. Now, what we have to do is, we don't have to take the main problem here. We are going to take a sub problem, right? So the ambience is not good. Let's say we are going to take that, right? And we'll duplicate that. Let's say that this is our main problem, right? The ambience is not good. Now we heard it, and then they are going to ask a question like, why? Why do you feel that the ambience is not good, right? So we are going to say that there is there's a very bad vibe inside the resto. There's a very bad vibe when you're getting into the resto, but that's not enough. So you're going to ask why again, right? So why is that happening? Why is there a negative vibe inside the restaurant? The say the music and the lighting is bad. The music and the lighting is bad. Now you are going to ask, why is the music and the lighting bad, right? You don't have to intentionally make it bad. So why is it bad? So you're going to say that the lights are very old, and and there is no one to control music, right? Now I'm just writing down examples, right? This could not be, but when you're thinking about this, when you're asking whys again, the answers will be very clear, right? So the lights are very old and there is no one to control music. You're not done yet. You have to ask 5 whys, right? So you're going to ask why again, and they're going to say that why are the lights old and why is there nobody to control music? So nobody reported. Why did nobody report the issue, right? there was less staff and they didn't get time. So we asked five whys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we reached into a conclusion, right? This is the root cause of this problem, right? The ambience is not good. Why is that not good? There was less staff and they didn't get time, right, to fix any of these problems, right? So we understood for each problems in the fishbone diagram, you're basically taking that and asking or applying the five whys to find out what is the root cause, right? And now the next step is to take this and try to fix it. So you understood that there is less staff, so they don't have time. The staff that they don't have time to control the music and change the lights and things like that. So either you have to add more staff, right? Or you have to add one person from another department who controls the lights and music. So they need to actually make some, so they know that this is the root cause, right? That's the whole idea. The solutions are not here, right? We are not trying to find solutions with the, Ishikawa diagram, the fishbone diagram, or the five whys. We are trying to find the root cause of a problem. So this is just one step of it, right? So then you have to keep asking whys to every single problem here so that you can fix all the problems, right? You find the root cause of it and you fix it. You find the root cause of the operational issue and you fix it, right? So I hope you understood how to use Ishikawa diagram and five whys to find the root cause of a problem. And from there, your design journey is going to start, or your solution hunting is going to start, right? So thank you, and I'll see you soon.